Welcome to another episode of Pub Football with Miles and Jimmy, the show where we talk about the Premier League and we drink a few beers while we do. We've got a big weekend of Premier League action. The last game was the best game, I have to admit. Tottenham beating Manchester City. We'll quickly run through the results from the weekend. Started off on Saturday at 12:30. Leicester hosted Chelsea at the King Power. 2-2 was the score in the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Bournemouth beat Aston Villa 2-1 in a big game at the bottom of the table. Crystal Palace losing at home to Sheffield United 1-0, keeping Crystal Palace around and about those relegation places.
I told you.
Liverpool 4, Southampton 0. Newcastle and Norwich at stalemate 0-0 at St James's Park. Watford going 2-0 up, then losing 3-2 at home at Vicarage Road to Everton. West Ham 3, Brighton 3. Very controversial. West Ham now in the relegation zone. Manchester United 0, Wolves 0 in the late kick on Saturday. Then on Sunday, the early game 2 o'clock, Burnley holding Arsenal to 0-0 at Turf Moor. And then Tottenham conquering the champions 2-0 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium against Manchester City. Leicester 2, Chelsea 2. Better result for Leicester than Chelsea because Leicester are 14 points clear of fifth now. 13 points I think actually now Tottenham won. But Chelsea are only about 5 points clear.
Yeah,
so
good game. Really good game.
Good game.
End to end.
Leicester will be happier.
Yeah, I think Leicester will also be a little bit disappointed they weren't able to hold the lead.
2 goals from Rudiger.
Yeah, poor from corners, but fair play to him. Took them both really well.
Yeah.
Obviously, Harvey Barnes should have probably nicked it at the end, just shot wide. But yeah, no, it's, as you say, it's a good result for Leicester. Difficult game against the Chelsea team, but probably better away from home as well. Yeah, fair play. They're going to get top 4, aren't they?
As for Chelsea, they're still teetering on the edge. It's still going to be difficult through the rest of the season.
Yeah, they're that team. You looked at that game and for me it sums up Chelsea. Obviously took the lead, you'd think back in the day they would have gone on and won it, but this is the Chelsea team at the moment. They're inconsistent, and fair play to Leicester, got back into it, and yeah, well done, really good.
Do you think Chelsea will have enough?
No.
Stay in the top 4?
No, I don't know where the 4th place is going to go, mate.
It's
honestly,
weird, it's great.
Yeah.
It's a great race,
I
isn't
think
it?
the 3 are sorted, but we'll come on to it.
I think the 4th place race has a special coming its way in the next few weeks.
I think so. There are a few teams, if they can just get run together, you never know.
Yeah, we are going to do a transfer special, so watch out for that tomorrow, where teams should have strengthened, maybe the players that they might need going into the second half of the season now the transfer window is shut. Yeah. Into the 3 o'clock kickoffs, a very, 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 very big win at the Vitality for Bournemouth, 2-1 over Aston Villa. Down to 10 men as well, Jefferson Lerma getting sent off in the second half, but for Bournemouth, these results are needed. I thought they were dead and buried. They're now out the relegation zone and they seem to be winning when they need to.
Yeah, you thought they were going to lose, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, fair play to Bournemouth. I think they kind of sucker punched Villa a little bit, got 2 goals in about sort of 5-6 minutes, I think it was, wasn't it? And yeah, just Villa had nothing after they went down to 10 men. They just never looked really like they should have probably scored at least sort of 1 or 2 more.
Debut goal for Samantha.
Yeah, and even that goal was terrible, wasn't it? Deflection, and he just headed it in.
First headed goal for Villa all season.
But it just Villa are lacking something, aren't they? And without Grealish, that team is very, very average. Very average.
Grealish should have jumped.
Oh yeah, and to be fair, I did watch Match of the Day on Saturday, like probably most people did, and every highlight of Villa playing well was Grealish involved.
He's fantastic.
Apart from that, they've got absolutely nothing else. They really are poor.
He should be in the next England squad, which will be being announced in the next few
For me,
weeks.
he should be starting. He's miles better
than
anyone else at the moment.
Should be starting. He's one of the best English players.
But that's a big, big blow for Villa. That's a game you look at and go, we need to get something out of it.
Oh, that puts Bournemouth just above Villa.
Yeah.
Do you see either of these teams going down or both of them?
It's going to be tight, isn't it? Because we'll come on to a couple of others who I think are absolutely nosediving at the moment. Yeah, one of the 2 will stay up, well, both of them, I'm not sure. I think Villa are a little bit more susceptible to getting dragged into it.
Crystal Palace 0, Sheffield United 1 at Selhurst Park. Scrappy, sloppy. Sheffield United didn't necessarily deserve to win this. This wasn't a vintage Sheffield United performance. Crystal Palace were probably the better side, but unfortunately a player who's kept them in so many games and won them so many points this season in Gaiata just inexplicably
Carried over the line, didn't he?
Just dropped it in. Yeah, he tried to catch it when maybe he could have parried it, and then made a bit of a mess of it.
Yeah, to be fair, it was a great corner from I think it was Norwood, wasn't it? Absolutely whipped it in, and
or Basham.
It's just basics, isn't it? If you think you're going to go over the line, just parry it away.
Yeah.
But yeah, this might start to happen, mate. Well, they're 6 points above the relegation zone. It only takes a few more defeats than what they threw on the bounce of losing. only got to keep going that way. I think they're a better away side.
Yeah, well, they always have been. Serge Bender got his debut for Sheffield United, which is good.
Sanderberg, yeah.
Serge Bender, Sanderberg. Yeah, that was weird. So he played for Dortmund, didn't he? The Benders.
Yeah, the two Benders, yeah. We're not going to go any further into that,
Yeah.
because otherwise it'll sound a bit dodgy.
Sanderberg, yeah, so he got his debut for Sheffield United. I don't think he set the world alight, but first Premier League performance, 48 hours after signing, you can't expect too much.
I don't think Sheffield United did a lot. They just did what they had to do. The second they scored, it was like, right, shut up shop, they're not going to score. And to be fair, they had chances, Palace, but I'm not surprised by that result at all.
No, Palace. It was a weird one. They were meant to get Nathan Ferguson, wasn't it, from West Brom, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
It was weird. He was doing his medical as far from the last I'd heard.
I think we'll come on to it. I think they could have strengthened in areas.
We'll do that in the transfer special that we're going to be doing tomorrow. Liverpool 4, Southampton 0. This was 0-0 at half time, and then Liverpool just took off. Great goals. Ox scored a great goal. Henderson's goal was nice. Salah, the little cheeky chip, was fantastic.
Yeah.
Liverpool are just steamrolling this. They're now 23 points, I think, or 22 points clear.
So there are 2 points to the game. Southampton weren't as bad as scoreline suggested.
No.
They played really well, and they probably should have had a penalty when Ings went down. It was a
weird one. He tried to bundle through, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he was trying to stay up, but yeah, obviously he got caught. It was a penalty. And the second point is, I think Jordan Henderson is the most underrated player in the Premier League at the moment.
He's playing very well.
Unbelievably good at the moment. Unbelievably, like we both think he's terrible. Well, not terrible.
I don't think he's terrible. I think he's hard working.
Just not star quality.
No,
but he's just proving that he's driving that team forward. Everything he does is just brilliant.
I hope he can do the same for England, because he will start.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he'll be on a high winning the league, and they could probably win the Champions League as well at the moment. They are so much better than everyone else.
Scintillating, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's incredible. And Jurgen Klopp's got his wish. He's got 2 weeks off now. Well, they're playing tonight. They're playing tonight, but the kids are playing tonight. Jurgen Klopp's not going, which I think is a joke. God, I hope they lose to Norwich when they come back.
Yes,
God, I hope, just because of the way that Jurgen Klopp has whinged and moaned about this, and then he sent the bad team to play at Shrewsbury. They didn't get the job done. That's not the league's fault. That's not the FA's fault. That's his fault that they couldn't get that FA Cup tie won the first time.
2-0 up as well.
2-0 up, exactly. So I hope they lose. As much as I'd like to see them do the unbeaten, just because I don't like Arsenal, I want them to lose to Norwich just because I want to be like, Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah, agreed. But yeah, they are on a different level at the moment, and just every game, like Southampton were decent, and they still got stuff 4-0, and you just go, Christ, teams played worse against Liverpool than that. It's unreal.
Newcastle Norwich 0-0 at St James's Park.
Move on now.
This would have been a great point for Norwich 3 months ago. Now it's not enough.
No, I don't really know what to say about this game. I didn't watch it, and to be honest, it sounded awful. As you say, Norwich would have loved that 2-3 months ago. Yeah. Newcastle were delighted to get a point and move on. They're point close to safety. They're going to be fine, aren't they?
Norwich had the chances. Norwich probably deserved to win, but again, they played really well, but couldn't get the ball across the line. And that
sums up their entire season, isn't it?
It's been a massive problem. They've been playing well, so I can't see Norwich staying up. These are the games that they need to be winning now. Points aren't good enough. They're now 7 points. Points adrift. I mean, we say that, but 7 points has been gained. More than 7 points have been gained from this stage in the season. It's just because they are the team that have been at the bottom. Could they win 3 on the bounce? Yeah, they probably could. The way they play, if it all clicked in together and they started finishing, yeah, they probably could. And then all of a sudden, they could be in the mix to stay up. But right now, I can't see it happening.
They've been playing really well for weeks on end, but they haven't got anything, and it doesn't bode well. They're going to start to play really poorly soon, and it's just going to be an absolute debacle. But
as for Newcastle, they're fine. They're going to be fine. Yeah. They're on more points. They're on level points with Arsenal. That'd be absolutely great.
Sums it up, doesn't it? Yeah, cool.
Moving on. This is a big one. Vicarage Road. Watford go 2-0 up in the first half. Look like they're absolutely flying, absolutely cruising. Then Yerry Mina scores twice in first half injury time.
Shocker.
Fabian Delph gets sent off. Watford can't capitalise, and Theo Walcott scores on the break.
Yeah.
3-2 Everton, and Watford are right back in that relegation mix.
Yeah, what do you say? It's the last 2 games now, isn't it? They've had a bit of a shocker, and as you say, they are right back in the mixer. When you thought 2-3 weeks ago they are going to be going one way, and they could be dragged straight back into it, couldn't they?
Well, they are in it. They're 19th.
Well, no, I get that, but there was such a high Now it's just lost there. I think they drew somewhere, didn't they?
They drew with Spurs, was it?
Yeah, they drew with someone recently where they were
lost to
winning.
Aston Villa.
Yeah, Villa. That's the one.
It was the draw with Tranmere. You're thinking where they went 3-0 up. They lost to Aston Villa, and now they've lost to Everton after going 2-0 up.
Got a habit of taking really comfortable leads and just taking their foot off the gas. 2 corners, just concede from 2 corners in 4 minutes is terrible.
Yeah,
the same bloke
flying out the blocks though. If they can then just sharp shot, then they're good as gold.
Nice to see Pereira score. I quite like Pereira.
I'm surprised he's still there.
Yeah, just the way they defended those corners was awful. And you just look at it and go, really? Absolutely battered Everton in the first half, and you go in at level 2-all. You go, what is that about? And then man sent off. Sorry, Delph. To be fair, a bit harsh probably.
Yeah.
But then you think, let's capitalise, let's go for it, and absolute shocker. I think it's Messina lost the ball, didn't he?
I'm starting to think Watford might go down.
Ooh, do you?
I thought they were too good, and they're riding this momentum. Pearson's come in, but the problem is they keep closing the gap and then losing a couple.
Yeah.
If they keep closing the gap and then losing a couple, they'll never climb out.
I think they're in the same bubble as a Bournemouth, Villa, West Ham, who are just going to be in it now, and whoever can just about keep themselves above the level, they're going to be fine. But they are in it, and I agree with you. But I do think they'll have enough. I quite like Watford. I hope so. Local team.
Needed win for Everton, for Carlo Ancelotti, really, because they haven't been great this season.
No.
They've been struggling a bit. Does it solve all their problems? Absolutely not, but they'll take it.
Yeah, 100%. And they're pretty poor for the majority of it. Fair play to them.
West Ham 3, Brighton 3. Now, West Ham fans were loving life. 2-0 up, then it was 3-1, and Brighton brought it back to 3-3. The last goal, very controversial, from Glenn Murray. It looked to me... Well, apparently Siri's talking to me. I thought I'd turn my phone off. Anyway, Glenn Murray's goal was possibly illegal.
Yeah, I didn't see the angle you've seen. I thought it hit his side.
It looked like it hit his side, but then there was one angle, and this was an angle that wasn't available to VAR.
Of course it was.
That showed that it potentially could have hit his hand. And it's an absolute joke that the TV companies can have access to an angle
and VAR
that VAR doesn't have. VAR should have access to every single camera in that stadium. VAR should be able to patch into your phone, for Christ's sake, to your phone camera. They should have access to every single camera and every single angle you can get in that stadium. Unfortunately, they didn't, and that's gone against West Ham. But West Ham fans will be fuming because they're now in the relegation zone.
It's West Ham's own fault. They were absolutely flying, and for some reason I think, what was it, 2-0 up, 3-1 up.
Yep.
Just go and control the game. Don't get deep. Don't get nervous. What was it? The second
shocking goal.
Second Brighton goal was awful.
Yeah, was it Ogbonna that tried to head it back?
It was a terrible header.
Yeah.
And he was never going to make it, and he just made the keeper look like a wally. And I know it might have been a handball, but I'm so pleased Glenn Murray scored. And the way he celebrated made me think, do you know what? He hasn't handballed that. He knows. Well, no one celebrates like that unless they go, do you know what, I'm going to get done here.
And the thing is, for Brighton, these are games that draws are enough for them because they are 3 points clear. So,
that's like a win, isn't it?
Yeah.
3-1 down with 20 odd to go. That's like a win.
Yeah, but the thing is, they are 3 points clear. So they can draw against the teams in the relegation zone. It keeps them 3 points clear.
Exactly.
That's all that matters. If they keep these sorts of results going, they'll be absolutely fine.
I think West Ham are in massive trouble. Their fixture list in the next sort of 5 or 6
they've got
is
Arsenal,
just horrific.
Spurs, Liverpool, and I think Manchester City coming up.
Yeah, I think they've got Wolves as well.
Wolves is the easy game, apparently.
Yeah, they might not get another point till about sort of April.
And they could be just about down by then. They could be below Norwich at that point.
And I get you're quite a big fan of Moyes. It's just a bit of an issue. Jared Bowen coming in, I don't think that really solves too much.
It's going to be interesting with Jared Bowen because he's been talked about for the Premier League for a long time. He's been linked with Tottenham Hotspur. He's been linked with just about everybody. He's been linked with good sides. Was there been linked with Manchester United at one point potentially?
I'd be surprised.
There's been links at the top of the table, but
it's not what West Ham needs.
He's never played in the Premier League, and these things can go either way. Now, best case scenario for West Ham, he is the player that all these top teams wanted, and he hits the ground running in the Premier League and he scores 10 goals for the rest of the season. That'd be fantastic. Worst case scenario is he becomes one of these players who's very good in the Championship but can't quite make the step up to Premier League level. You're taking a gamble when you go down to the Championship for a player who's never come up.
Yeah, I agree. Like, as you say, he's been linked with everyone under the sun, and I'm delighted he's got his chance. For me, I probably would have gone to West Ham. But
20 mil.
At West Ham or Palace, I know where I'd go. So, yeah, we'll see how he gets on. We'll obviously talk about it in the coming sort of days. But yes, yeah, we'll get onto that. But yeah, I think West Ham are in massive trouble.
In the late kickoff. Man United 0, Wolves 0. Positive, relatively positive in Man United. Fred, who's just been named their Player of the Month, played really well.
I thought it was brilliant.
Bruno Fernandes made a good debut. Paul who? Paul who? Don't need him. This is a better midfield they've got. If they can get rid of Pereira and bring Scott McTominay back in, it looks like it could be a very good midfield.
Yeah, agreed. I watched the entire game. I actually thought it was a very good game. As you said, there was a kind of a bit of optimism for the United fans to see Bruno Fernandes play. And he played really well. He's just tiki-taka type of football. Yeah. I quite like that. And as you say, Fred has really stepped up. And I hate Fred like you do, but he's been very good. I
think that he's taken the responsibility of Pogba's injury on his shoulders, and he's now no longer blighted by the presence of Paul Pogba and having to do the work for two. Because that's the problem with Paul Pogba, is he's lazy. He's lazy. He takes too long on the ball. I did a piece on Love Sport saying that I don't think he's an elite player, but it's the only time I've ever seen him play well is with N'Golo Kante next to him or in the free role on the left hand side for Juventus.
Yeah,
I've never seen him play well in the midfield for Man United. Really, a couple of games here and there. But I look at Fred now and I think, you know what, they're probably better off with him in the side because he works hard, he harries, he gets about.
Yeah, he picks up the ball deep and he drives them forward, and I don't mind that from a midfielder. At least he's doing something. For me, as you say, I think Pereira's absolutely terrible.
Yeah, Pereira's not good enough.
No, agreed. And if you get someone else in there, as you say, alongside Fred, and Fernandes, that's not a bad midfield.
The thing is, with Ighalo coming in, if they decide that Ighalo is good enough to start, they clearly don't think that Mason Greenwood is the man to start. I don't know if it's Solskjaer protecting him and not wanting to put the weight on his shoulders of leading the line in this Manchester United team who aren't flying at the top.
Yeah,
it could be that. If he decides that Odion Ighalo could come in and start, Martial could be pushed off to the left, Daniel James could play on the right, and then we could see Juan Mata playing that role with Fred and Bruno Fernandes playing deep.
I was going to say I actually thought Mata played really well at the weekend as well. I really like Juan Mata. I think the older you get, the more kind of you start to go backwards on the pitch, don't you? Yeah. And I quite like the fact he's probably got the head, maybe not the defensive mind to do what he needs to do, but he keeps the ball, he's calm on the ball, he just does the right things. And Wolves might look at it and go, do you know what, we might nix it. They had enough chances. Traore was great again.
Luke Shaw did well against him though.
He did, I've got to say he really did.
Luke Shaw stepped up. I think that Brandon Williams coming through has been good for Luke Shaw because he's got competition that's not Ashley Young.
God, yeah, Ashley Young's awful, but he's playing Serie A, so fair play to him. But yeah, as you say, they could have nicked at Wolves, but it was a really good game actually. It's the first time I've watched United the whole way through and actually quite enjoyed it for quite some time.
Do you think 0-0 was a fair, or draw was a fair result?
Yeah, it probably was.
But 0-0, it could have been 2-2.
Yeah, to be fair, I thought Wolves were good for the majority of it, and United came strong at the end. And you look at it and go, do you know what? Probably got a right result.
United still aren't creating many good chances though, are they?
No, they get to the final third, they've got absolutely no idea what to do, and that's the main issue at the moment. But I think that's the third 0-0 Wolves United on TV for like the last month. Just put someone else on TV.
Just get rid of them. We don't want them anymore.
They got twice. That's been on TV as well. God, really?
The Sunday early was Burnley-Arsenal, 0-0. Burnley should have nicked it. That Jay Rodriguez shot that came off the bottom of the bar and bounced on the line. I thought it was in when I saw it live. I was just waiting for goal line technology to get the goal. Of course, we saw the replay, but it did bounce on the line. But that was a massive miss, and Burnley should have won that.
Yeah,
Burnley were better than Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal had chances there. Aubameyang had chances in the first half. He snatched that, and
Burnley were the better side.
Yeah, it just sums up where we are at the moment. The level's rubbish, and it was one of those games. It reminded me a lot of the Emery era just before he left. There was just no intensity.
Just about to ask you this. There was the optimism around Arsenal, but what has Arteta changed?
I think there is. I think at home especially, I think it's better, but away from home we still lack an idea of what the hell we're doing.
He played, I knew when I saw the team sheet that Arsenal were going to struggle because he played Xhaka and Guendouzi together, and neither of them can do the role that you need.
Saw Torreira on the bench, went no, why is he on the bench? And as you say, we both agree now, to be honest, I think Guendouzi's awful. And I quite like Xhaka, but again, he's one of those who
Torreira next to him.
He's so hit and miss, and as you say, he's not defensively minded enough to do what he needs to do. But But yeah, there's going to be underlying problems till this summer. We've got to sort it out. It's going to be mediocre, and I've got no issue accepting that. I think Arsenal fans have just got to grin and bear it and accept the fact we might finish 8th or 9th.
Or 10th.
Yeah, I agree. I don't care if we do. It's not the end of the world. I think we're in a process, and as you see with Liverpool now, it takes 2-3 years to get the process right.
I would be very surprised to see you in Europe next season.
No, I don't think that's a big issue if you miss out. I know
How
in
long's
terms
it
of
been?
the club,
Yeah.
that's a big issue.
How
but
long have you been in Europe for?
Well, agreed. But
25 years?
I know it'd be a massive hit in terms of what you make kind of money-wise, but in terms of kind of getting the squad right and getting everyone up for playing 38 games of Premier League football, we might have a good season next season. But
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. It's
But
like
you won't
Leicester
attract
this
the
year.
same players.
No,
that's the
agreed.
problem.
I agree. But I think there is enough about Arsenal to make you go, I can see what they're trying to do.
Right.
I see that. But yeah, just write this season off. See what the summer brings. We've got to offload a couple and go from there.
As for Burnley, all of a sudden, absolutely fine. They're not going down. They'll be fine.
Oh,
and
no,
a couple of weeks ago, we thought, oh, this is tricky.
No, they're fine. They've got enough Premier League quality, haven't they? They're going to be fine.
Sean Dyche just doing what Sean Dyche does.
I wouldn't be surprised if they finish above Arsenal.
Well, they're level on points with Arsenal.
I can see
This team that 2 weeks ago we were saying might be going down because they were nosediving. They were on the edge of the relegation zone. They were only a point above the relegation zone. Is now level on points with Arsenal.
Yeah. Newcastle, Burnley, Arsenal. It's incredible, isn't it?
It's great. And to the biggest game of the weekend, 4:30 yesterday on Sunday, or 2 days ago, so on Sunday, Tottenham Hotspur 2, Manchester City 0. Huge win for Spurs at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Great goal from Steven Bergwijn. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. And people who say, oh, Tottenham played like the away side, they sat deep, they dug their heels in. I don't care. We won 2-0.
Yeah, you look at the score and go, fair play, 2-0 was a great result. It is a kind of classic Mourinho tactics. He got them spot on. Yeah. But you did get battered for the majority of it. But it happens against City. You've got to ride your luck. Yeah. And Lloris' save with his foot to push it onto the post from Maguire is fantastic.
The penalty debacle was interesting.
Would you given a follow-up penalty?
I may be biased here. And I look at it and I think, ooh, for me, I felt like he was already... I feel like if the ref had given a penalty, VAR wouldn't have overturned it. I feel like the ref didn't give a penalty, VAR decided not to overturn it because for me, it looked a little bit like Sterling was going down already.
Yeah, I agree. I think he was already on the way down. Due to the fact he was missed, he thought, you know what, we could get another one right here as well. Yeah. And his form was nosedive as well.
I also think he should have been sent off twice. I think the first half, the studs over the ball. Yeah, yes, he was playing at the ball, but it doesn't matter. It's still clumsy. He's rolled Dele Alli's ankle. I think that's a red card, and I can't believe they didn't give it. And this happened a few times against Spurs recently. I'm not one of these VAR against club people. It's just VAR's inconsistencies, as it always is. But it's happened a couple of times against Spurs recently. There was also one from Zinchenko in the first half, where he did a slide tackle, had his foot up, and it hit Moura midway through the shin. That's a red card as well.
Well, he did get sent off, mate. So
no, in the end, but he should have been sent off 40 minutes before that. And then, if you're not giving a penalty, and Sterling's got to the ball there and obviously knocked it out, surely that's a second yellow card for a dive.
I don't disagree in any way, shape or form. Did you see the video of Mourinho react? It's the best video I think I've ever seen. It's brilliant. He's realised that brilliant. If you're not giving the penalty, his mate's gone, you should have been sent off there. He's gone, oh my god.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Jesus, but that's a completely fair point. Yeah. If you're not giving the penalty, then it's a dive, surely. Yeah. It's simulation. Anyway, enough of that. Harry Winks did very well to win the penalty, to get Zinchenko sent off. I thought he had a very good game, and we had a debate about him on Love Sport about whether we think he's good or not. I think he's fantastic. I think he's tidy, he's neat and tidy, and sometimes that's enough to make you a good player.
I think he's a great player, but not in the Mourinho team.
He's stepping into the Mourinho team.
But I agree. I like that. But if he went anywhere else, he'd be quite good in Liverpool's midfield. Yeah. He's tidy. He just does the right things.
Great. I tell you who is playing very well now. He's actually playing his proper position. Giovanni Lo Celso.
Lo Celso is going to be an absolute beautiful footballer. He's quick enough. Yeah. He's like a better version of Eriksen. He's quicker. Yeah. He's better on the ball. He kind of works between the lines. He drives forwards. and the fact you got him at such a good price is just like, what?
He'll be at Real Madrid in 2 years.
And yeah, he could be the difference, especially next year. This time next year, he could be player of the season, 100%. He's got the ability.
I tell you, he came on and looked very good as well. And Dombele.
Yeah, and if you have him behind Lo Celso, that is a massive
incredible midfield.
Yeah.
Dele in front, I'm not convinced about. I thought he was poor. I thought he was a bit of a passenger.
He's so inconsistent, Dele Alli.
Lucas Moura proved me wrong and stepped up to the plate now that Steven Bergwijn is there, because when Harry Kane comes back, someone's going to be dropped.
Yeah.
But I thought thought Bergwijn played really well, and his goal was fantastic. Off the chest, took it early.
Yeah.
Keeper doesn't have a chance.
No, agreed. And obviously the inquest for the next 2 weeks, due to the fact we've got the winter break, will be what the hell's going to happen with City. They need to change everyone.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Spurs played tomorrow against Southampton, and then they get the break through till next Sunday.
Yeah.
City, there is going to be an inquest. Interesting that Angelino's already gone. They bought him back for 5 mil, 6 mil, whatever it was, and they've sold him for 30. I feel like they did that on purpose.
But I'm not surprised. He's absolutely terrible. He's probably one of the worst players in the Premier League. Honestly, I think he's awful. Every time he played, he was absolutely
terrible.
awful.
30 mil they got for him.
And he's gone to Leipzig, who are quite a good side.
Yeah.
He'll be binned off before.
City didn't look great, I didn't think. Yes, they battered us, but I don't remember many clear-cut chances.
No, they do what they do. They dominate possession, and they've got to the point now where you look at that entire squad and go, we're a bit stale.
Need something fresh, yeah, I agree.
And it's a massive overhaul, and I don't think he'll be there next season. I can't see it.
Neither do I, because they do need to change quite a bit.
And someone said on the radio, which I thought was brilliant, I can see Pochettino going there in the summer.
I've heard through the I've heard rumours, whispers, that he's already agreed verbally.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think that's a brilliant job for Pochettino.
Foden will play.
Exactly, rebuilding, get young lads in, maybe nick a couple from Spurs if you can. You never know. But I think that's a great job, and I can see it happening. I think he's gonna jump ship. It's too much of an issue now. They've lost more games this year than they have for quite a while.
Anyway, that was Pub Football with Miles and Jimmy. We will be back tomorrow. So we're filming it in a minute, but we're going to put up a special tomorrow, which goes through what every team needs, should have bought in the transfer window that maybe they're lacking through the rest of the season, what they could have bought, where an issue area for every team through the rest of the season. But there's one thing left to say on this one, and that is cheers.
Cheers.